Now it's time for Wrenchin Roger.
Wrenchin Roger here. I'm with Ed Lipscomb, project manager of the OTC Genesis Touch.
Hello.
And Brian Fuller.
Yes.
So how about you show us how this Genesis Touch works?
Will do. So Ed is the tech expert on the Genesis Touch. I'm just an enthusiast. I've seen him run, but it is a really cool tool. One of the big things that we've talked about a little bit is, you know, scan tools. Originally, there's this little ugly box, just like all computers. They become more friendly, and every time one comes out, every year, they're a little more friendly to use.
Yes.
They have a little more features. It takes less steps to get from A to B, and that's what the Genesis Touch does compared. It's just
very much.
It just keeps evolving every year, every year. It's not actually out. This is still a prototype, and it'll be out in about 6 months. We're thinking beginning of 2013-ish, sometime in 2013.
First of the year to when it's ready.
When it's ready.
When it's ready.
When it's ready.
Yes.
So why don't we go ahead and run them through it a little bit?
All right. So what we have here is the new Genesis Touch wireless. It is a wireless PC tablet.
Even though we wired it.
Even though we wired it for the show, we got the screen up here. We're not wired to the DCL. We're wireless over here to the VCI.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see in that little.
Well, I know. You know. So
anyway,
the other thing that we did is, and a unique part of it is the user interface. One of the things that we've found with user groups, etc. Everybody's using smartphones these days. That's not a shock. That's not a stunning statement, but they're very used to this kind of a layout. Simple screens, not a lot of screens, not a lot of menus. We need to get her done, right? Also, they're used to, if this were messages, that would be saying, I've got 5 text messages. Well, there is a problem when you have a lot of repair information in here, and that's finding it, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So what we do is 2 things. We have auto detect, which we're going to show you, which automatically searches on the tool and off the tool on the internet for repair solutions to your problem. And then we tell you that we found 5, or we tell you that we found 300. 5. Okay? So Brian, let's read some DTCs. Okay?
All right. So let's get in and see what we've got. We've already done a test case.
Yes.
So we pulled a plug in our Aveo here so we can show you some of what's going on.
Right.
So now it's going to load.
I guess we should say though, it is, yeah, exactly, that we are actually hooked to a car here. It is a 2008 Chevy Vale, right? And on this one, we did a little sleuthing and a little bug fixing there.
That was fast.
Yeah, what Brian did was Brian saw that there was 5 experience-based repair solutions for this particular DTC. And they're ordered in order of priority and frequency. This is the Identifix Direct Hit database. And of Code Assist alone, there's about 7 million different specific solutions. These 5, 7 mil. These 5 are specific to this particular solution.
I want one of those.
However, Brian, Direct Hit below that, we didn't stop at on tool. We also searched the internet in the background. Now remember, as a technician, I didn't do anything. All I did was read codes. And we went off the tool and on the tool searching. So in this case for Direct Hit, notice, I put in my username and password. The tool did. I told it was a 2008 Chevy Aveo, easy for me to say, 1.6 liter. And I also gave it the code, and we did a search.
Now, normally you would have to manually do all this.
Oh yeah.
Which would take a lot of time.
Yep.
And one of the beautiful features of this is it already knows what car you're working on. It already knows what part you're looking for, and it already knows who you are. So bam, I mean, we just saved so much time right at that point.
Yep, drilling right in on it. Now you're signed in, or in this case, I'm signed in, so I can go where I want, or I can just say, well, that's the number 1 solution based off of Identifix's priority and their 30 years experience. And here's the situation. Here we are, 2007 Chevy Aveo, and notice these are all on this code. The little target says these are confirmed fixes, because as we all know as mechanics, you can get a code, but there can be a lot of different failures that created that code. Well, what Identifix does is by prioritization and data mining their database to say, here is the top thing that goes wrong when you get that code, but if that's not it, we know other things can happen, and here are the other things. So you're not left out in the lurch.
The lurch.
The lurch.
Wherever the lurch is.
That's a name. Okay? Now, So Brian wants to know how to test it.
How do we do it?
How do we do it?
I say play video. That's what I do.
That's what he does. Yeah, he cheats.
On the internet. Get the tech video.
Yes.
And see, it's already here.
So what Brian just launched is, if Brian didn't know how to test, in this case a map sensor, we will tie training videos to different codes, different components.
Or if I just forgot.
Or if you just forgot. That doesn't happen, does it?
Never.
Never.
Doesn't matter. It's already there.
Exactly. So what we're doing here now is we're showing the end user in a video simply what PIDs to pick, and then how to run a test to check, in this case, a map sensor. Okay? We're going to go zoom into the screen on this video. Now this is on tool, and we're going to show him how to do the test. And what you can see here is we told him snap the throttle to 2,000 RPM. We've got throttle position sensor reacting, we've got engine speed reacting, and we tell him that you should, within 3 seconds, fall within this voltage range. Everything's golden.
Nice.
So if the technician didn't know how to do that test or test that component, he does now. So he simply closes that out because he's still in the diagnostic session, and he zooms back here and he says, well, okay, I've tested it, it tested good, I better take a look at the second thing that went wrong, because I tested the number one and it's great, and you know what? Still in the seat.
Well, there's so many different makes of cars too. The testing procedures are different from each one. So,
Yes. Yeah.
you know, right here you can see what the standard procedure is for it, and it makes it easy.
Absolutely.